Hey everybody, happy new night, new afternoon, new night, new afternoon, new evening, and new night, and new day, wherever you're at and whenever you listen to this and watch this live video. I am Angelic Stevenson, and I am the personalized analytical connector, and it is my mission to pack you up in you, to pack you up to you, and to pack you up for you so that you can walk in your soul's purpose, to fulfill and complete your life's missions using your what? Your gifts, your talents, and your power. Yes! And you also do that by learning to live universally, which means what? Living as one to all. Yay! Thank you for joining me for another PAC session. On this session, I would like to introduce to you my number one PAC supporter. This supporter has been with me since the beginning of me making connections. And when we first met, this person could have made a connection if he would have used my method. That would have saved days of us not talking if he would have used my process and knew about it. We'll get more about that. But this person is someone who I love and has been very supportive of me, encouraged me, tells me to go out and do it. We've had our differences, and we still do, about my connections that I make, how they're different, and how sometimes they just don't see it and just don't get it, just don't agree, and just don't understand. But even though they don't agree or understand, he can still see the connection because I can show it to him. I'd like to introduce to you the one, the only, my husband and my friend and my lover. That's why I call him my husband lover, Allen Stevenson.
I'm doing the whole thing like this. I covered my mouth.
Yeah.
That's it.
Allen, I'm Melanie. Hi, hey Allen, say hi to the people.
Hello.
Can you guys see his sexy? His lips are so sexy. Okay. Man, too bad I'm on my period. All right. I know, right? That's not okay. Sorry, guys. Actually, I'm not sorry. I love this man. I get turned on by him. And if you knew me, I think about sex more times than a guy. So, yeah, that's just me. Okay, so back to yeah, he came out. Look at it. I'm coming out. Not like that. But, yeah. All right, Allen.
Okay.
Seriously. How are you doing tonight, hon?
I'm good.
That's great. Great. Okay. So, Allen, I'd like to interview you.
Oh, this is a whole interview?
No, let's just talk about it. About my expression, the personalized analytical connector.
That's not good for the camera.
How do you feel about that expression? My expression.
No, okay. I feel that I think that what you do when it comes to that, it is pretty good. You definitely reach people a lot. It's just sometimes it be bogus.
Now, are they bogus as in they're bogus because you don't see or agree with the connection? Or are they bogus as in I'm not connecting them at all? What do you mean by bogus?
It's probably because I don't see the connection, or you'll say something like a tire and a couch is related, and I'll be like, how?
And then all connected.
And you'll come up with some example, and I don't be thinking that example makes any sense.
Does the connection have to make sense to you at that time?
For me, it does.
For you?
Yeah, it does. Truly, it has. With whatever we're talking about, it would have to make sense, because if something for me makes sense, then I can apply it. But if it doesn't make sense, I'm just gonna pick it apart more. So
I like when you pick things apart. That's when we go into our heated discussions, and that's when I get my analyzing on, and I'll be able to give you different angles to look at it, right?
No. I'll say yes for that. Yes.
Don't say yes. Yes, be honest. Be truthful.
No, it does. It's just those discussions, they do get fun, because sometimes, at the end of it, we still kind of walk away with different perspectives. But I can say I respect what your perception more after the intense discussion. So
Awesome. Okay, so with this, depending on the situation and the conversation that you're having with somebody, when it comes to seeing connections, if it's personally just for you and you need to see it and need to make the connection for your own life, then it doesn't matter whether or not somebody agrees with the connection or sees it, because it's meant for you. It's for you. Okay. On the other flip side, you flip it around. If you're talking to somebody and you're communicating with them and you want to make connections to them, then you need to make sure that those connections are able to be personalized to that person. And then when Alan gave an example, like the couch and what did you say? A couch and a what?
Tire.
A couch and a tire. With examples like that, then what I do is I think of a connection between the two and I make it personal to him. Now, whether he agrees with it or not, that's up to his open mind or not. Do you think your mind has been more open since you met me and I've been doing my packing it up work?
Mind more open.
Yeah, I'm open to see different things in different ways. I'm curious.
Yes. I'm only saying that for the video. No. I'm kidding.
No,
it's a joke.
Redact it. Is that the right word, redact?
Yeah. But I would say that I do approach things with more of an open mind. I can get better. Sometimes if I feel really strongly about a thing, then you might come at me with something, but I'll still be like, I don't like whatever you're talking about. So short answer to that though is yes, I do feel that being with you and being around you does contribute to more open-minded discussions. Sometimes you be on that bull. No. But yeah, I would
be
say
on
yes.
the connecting bull. Okay, so one of the examples I like to give about taking two different things and then making connection is that conversation that we had in the one day in the car about my cats and about your family. Here. Do you remember that?
I'm blanking on some of it.
Okay, so one of the days we were driving the car, we were talking about family and taking care of family, and you mentioned how your sister took care of you. And then I mentioned something like, well, I know what that means to take care of a family because I had 5 cats. I used to have 5 cats, and I took care of them, and and you basically said it's not the same thing.
Kind of. I'm getting there.
You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. Still think that way.
He still does think that way, and that's okay.
It's like I get what your thought process was, but yeah, it's a little different because people and cats was my main thought.
That was the contrast, the difference?
Yeah.
And that's what you stuck on, huh?
A little.
Okay. So, after that conversation, we didn't talk, like for 2 days?
You were mad. You were mad, as they say in today's world.
Mad?
I think there was a little time that passed, Is that time when we were at the bus, the pizza shop? And
was it that time? I thought it was one of our drive around times. Was it that time though?
I don't know. I just remember you getting up mad with your jacket. That jacket was like what was that dude's jacket? Like in the Matrix. He got up from that table. Fuck you, man. That dude got up and walked away. We were supposed to go to church that day. And got there when church was over. We started going to church at like 9 in the morning or something. It was something early, and we caught like 2 buses. And then we stopped at that pizza shop, and then got mad when I said something about the cats. It's not the same thing. I got mad, got up on that table. And then we went to church.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. What was the point? I just remember you getting up with that jacket and was just like, I just remember you being mad as soon as I said something about them cats. It was a wrap. Dude was like, "What you man?"
Okay.
Like, wait a second.
So the reason why I use this as an example when it comes to people having different point of views and perspectives and finding connections is because I used to have that same point of view that cats are just cats. Pets are just pants. Pets are just pets. They basically have no comparison with human relationships or human lives or yada yada yada. I used to think that way. I really did. Until I had a family of cats. And a mother cat came up to me while she was pregnant and wanted me to take her home. And if you guys know, the thing about cats is they don't want to be messed with by nobody when they're pregnant. They want to be left alone. It's like when a woman's in labor, don't touch me. Don't talk to me, depending on you. And when I brought her home, she wanted me to stay with her and lay with her. So I did. I made a home for her in my closet at that time. I put food beside her, water. I laid with her. I sang to her. I read to her. Like, this cat became more than a cat to me at that time. She really wanted me and needed me. And that became like my daughter. And it got so, I wouldn't say bad, but it got to the point that she even went into labor. If I would get up and go away, she would jump down to chase me and meow at me till I got back to the closet with her. She did this one time and one of her kittens fell out and died because I left. And I was very sad. Because that's how deep that relationship was and our bond was. And her cats, her four kittens became my children, became my family. When I worked, when I got paid, I paid house bills, food bills, litter to clean their litter boxes. They're out to pay for their shots, which they can. Okay, so I'm gonna do the whole connection thing because, as you said, he thinks there's no difference because the contrast difference is what? Humans and cats, right? I get the contrast. I get it. You get it, right? Mm-hmm. We got it both to the point that I got pissed off at him and I didn't talk to him for 2 months. Not 2 months, sorry, for a couple of days. So with the process that I teach about connecting communications I call it the eternal 3 C's process. The 3 C's is compare, contrast, connect, okay? So compare is, you compare both situations. Contrast is what's different. We got the what's different part, right? Mm-hmm. So the problem was with him and with most people and sometimes me, depending on what it is, we stay stuck on the contrast, the difference of something in the situation, and that keeps us from connecting to what is similar and what's the same. And Alan, what is a connection and similar to me taking care of my cats and your mom and your sister taking care of you and their children? Can you think of something?
No.
Now, years
seriously,
later, can you think of something that
just the aspect of being able to be taken care of. You had the care in your heart for the cats to take care of them, and for me and my fam, my mom took care of me, sister did that too. So it those were the things that were similar.
Did you have those same similar thoughts at that time?
Like years ago?
Yeah, we were talking. No. They weren't at the forefront of his mind.
Yeah, not at the front. It was there, but just not really at the front. It was more just like...
You just chose to stick to the contrast of everything, the difference?
Yeah, I would say yes. And I didn't really mean to make you that mad, but...
he didn't make me mad. That was my choice to get that upset. That's part of walking the power of yourself.
But yeah, I just thought about it a little different back then.
Okay, so the connections that I gave back then are the same still today. That you make the comparison, yes, be aware of comparisons. Yes, there are differences, the contrast, but you don't get stuck on the contrast. You move forward to the connections. So the connections I'm telling you, which is the same ones I told him back then, was that one, your mom and your sister had to take care of the children. I had to take care, like, had to, to work, get money to feed them. I had to work, get money to feed my cats. Got to work to pay bills, rent and shelter. I had to work to pay bills, my shelter, and for us to have shelter. You got to pay to put clothes on them and stuff, diapers. I had to pay to buy litter boxes and litter so they can poop and pee in it and not on the ground and on the floor. For children, you got to pay for medical bills. For cats and pets, you have to pay for medical bills. You got to get them shots and them collars if they got ticks and stuff. Sorry. But those are the connections that are that makes me able to relate to his mom and to his sister when it comes to taking care of a family and taking care of children and be able to take care of something or someone. And even though the species was different, the actions were the same. The feelings were the same. That was the connection. Back then, if he would have made those connections to me, and like if he would have got it and moved past his contrast to see the connections on his part, his communication experience with me would have been a lot better. It would have. It really would have. So that is what I do as the personalized analytical connector. I teach connecting communications. I help people to learn to understand how there's that process in our brain that works and how we compare, contrast, and most times you get stuck on contrasting, but you got to move past that to go to connection, and it all starts from, within. It all starts from your thoughts, your feelings, and your own experiences to be able to connect with somebody and be able to communicate with them. And it's that same connection that you have in yourself and with other people. That's the same connection that's with Mother Universe and Father God. You call it higher power, whatever that you want. It will give you the ability to connect to everything and anything. Cars, tires, couches, flowers, water, spiders. When you are connected and when you're open to receive those connections, you can receive communications from those things that will give you the inspiration, the encouragement, the strength, the motivation, the comfort, the peace, the balance, the love, even the money that you need, want, desire, ask, and pray for. You just got to know how to be open to it, know how to look for it, and learn how to connect. Mm-hmm. And that's what I do. I make connections by analyzing and seeing the different angles of it. And I see the connections, and then I make it personal to you. Okay. Yeah. I analyze situations and people to see the connections. And for you to relate to it, I make it personal to you. And then I teach you and teach other people how to do the same for themselves, for their own lives, in their own situations, and for their own relationships. And my connecting process and learning connecting communications can be used for any relationship to connect with anybody and everybody, whether it's family, spouse, children. I use the same method for my children, and our relationship has been so much better. Professionally, whether it's casual interactions, a stranger, a blind date. You ever have been on a date with somebody, it's their first date, and it's been uncomfortable because they might have said something or don't know what to say to each other? Yeah, it can help you at those times too. And even an enemy, or even on Facebook. You guys see all these conversations people have on Facebook getting mad at each other over difference of opinions and thoughts. I can help you fix that and not have to go through that anymore either. Because that's what I do. That's my expertise as the personalized analytical connector. Yay! Yeah, you're fine. No, I'm asking anything else you want to say to the beautiful kings and queens and queens and kings out there? Ain't he handsome? So fine. That's okay. You don't have to think so unless.
No, I don't got anything that You know, I could add. No, just kidding. But no, I don't got anything. It's all good. You covered all the goods.
Covered all the goods. You said I covered all the goods. I covered all the goods. Oh, I am good, huh? For you. Okay, let me stop. Good! Okay. That's it. Thank you for listening in. Thank you for watching. Feel free to leave any comments or messages or any questions. And just stay tuned because I'm going to be doing a lot more. I'm going to be available more for online course. Got an online course that's coming for one-on-one sessions to help people learn how to do the connecting process and to learn how to do connecting communications. And it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome because this is my soul's purpose for my life's missions, for me using my gifts, my talents, and my power as I live universally. Woo! Because I know that I am living as one to all, which means you too. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. If anything that we have said has connected to you in any way, or if you have connected to it, then guess what that means, y'all? You've just been packed up by me and Allen, personalized analytical connector, my husband, Allen Stevenson. And that means what? It is, and it was right on vibe to you and for you. And that's all that matters because you are all that matters. As you what? Walk in your soul's purpose to fulfill and complete your life's missions using your what, guys? That's where you say your gifts, your talents, and your power. Yes! And then you also learn to live universally, which means live as one to all while doing it. Yay! I think I'm tired. I'm extra silly. So until next time, sending you vibrations and energies of love, strength, health, wealth, success, peace, prosperity, and most importantly, connectedness to you all. And remember, there's peace in the blood. Whose blood? Yours and mine, of course. This guy here too. All right, peace and love. Bye.
Bye-bye.